I'm in the middle of putting this Cusco LSD into my Toyota Yaris track car. This is about the state I left the car in last video, and I haven't made much progress because...
as a rare cold system continues to pummel parts of California.
These icy conditions have now led to multiple highway closures.
Snow is hitting at lower elevations and more is on the way.
That's right, Southern California was being hit by some freak weather. And my Yaris is stored up in the mountains. This would be the ideal conditions to take my 4Runner up to save it, but it's having transmission issues. So I'm borrowing a truck from work to head up to Big Bear and rescue all my parts. Let's go.
There is snow absolutely everywhere, causing major problems for travel, closing down some businesses.
Underneath all this white is a layer of ice, so really an ice skating rink for any cars that are hitting the road.
Okay, so here's the plan. I don't think I'm gonna get the Yaris down the mountain anytime soon. This truck could totally tow it, but there's enough snow on the roads, enough ice on the roads, and I only have 200 treadwear tires for the Yaris. Plus, it's so low that even though the truck is gonna clear a lot of that snow, the Yaris is gonna act like a plow behind if I do the regular dinghy tow that I've been doing. So I would have to get a trailer. It's really just gonna be better if I wait until the roads are actually clear enough to tow that thing down. For the next few weeks, all of California was hit with unprecedented storms. When it wasn't snowing, it was flooding in ways that the state is just not equipped to handle. I'm gonna be really happy later on when we get to enjoy all of this water, but right now, it's a big problem. Once I had all the transmission parts in one place, I got them loaded up to take to someone who could assemble everything for me. This is Gio. He runs the Technocraft track events that are one of the many events that I want to take the Yaris to this year. Since GR Movement is only doing 4 events this year, I need to find my track time where I can. And Gio is a great event organizer, but he also knows Toyotas, and he's put together a diff like this before. His 2ZZ powered Corolla is wicked quick, and his eventual goal is 300 horsepower.
The one I have outside, that one has the ATS Japan 1.5, and that's been pretty good so far. But this just has a helical. Pretty solid, but also has way too much. You have to get used to mashing the pedal now versus just like hanging out and just like waiting for it to catch grip, and like you can probably get some oversteer, especially with the Yaris. But yeah, this is gonna be fun. You'll definitely have some fun with this. So you went from this is like a 4.9? No,
this is
like a 4.3.
It's a 3.7.
3.7. Okay.
3.7, and we're going to a 4.3.
4.3. Okay.
He's talking about the final drive. In addition to the clutch style LSD, we are adding a 4.3 final drive from a Scion XB. This is going to lower the top speed of the Yaris, but give me a big boost in acceleration through torque multiplication. I've also got new bearings and synchros to make sure that this assembly is done right. While Gio got to work on the transmission, the weather in California did not let up. It was going to be a while till I could get up to the Yaris to install all these parts. Working on what I had brought down, I managed to get the steering rack bushings and subframe bushings all refreshed. But I was running out of days to get the Yaris done, so eventually I had to tough out the weather and get back up there. Okay, so the snow hasn't totally gone away, but I am running out of time to get this done. So I'm up here today to get as much done as I can. I've got the transmission back from Geo, and I've got the subframe that I can put in. But while you've got a car taken apart like this, it's good to get in there and do some of the things that it would be really hard to access otherwise. So you have to kind of pick and choose because there are so many things that you could do and it can get very, very expensive. For instance, I'm not doing a lightweight flywheel this time. I really wish I was, but it was just too expensive to do. What I am gonna do this time though is some headers. I've also got a stiffer trans mount going in and some extra bits and bobs to refresh the car. So today, let's tackle this guy and see how much we can get done. Hopefully I can get the transmission in today as well and just get the car to a point that's not that.
For transverse mounted engines, the headers are on the very back, which means that getting them with the subframe installed is next to impossible. Header bolts are usually pretty seized from heat, but luckily this one came out pretty easily.
Okay, so here is the old exhaust manifold, and here is the new header. Straight away, you can see a difference. This is smaller pipe that comes together a lot earlier, and this is kind of more of a long tube design. And the OD of the pipe has gone from 29 millimeter to 35 millimeter, so we should get a decent amount more flow. This one also eliminates the upstream O2 sensor, which would normally throw a code, but it should be fine with my tune from Chris Taylor Racing. I've got this heat wrapped not because I think that the engine is going to be producing too much heat, but because the shifter linkage sits very close to the headers, and I don't want that metal heating up and fatiguing because then it'll make the shifts all sloppy. So I think this is ready to go in the car. Got some gaskets and ready to get it all situated.
If you're doing this install on a Yaris, know that the header gasket is directional. This little tab has to be on the transmission side. You want to tighten the bolts from the center out to evenly compress the gasket. And the biggest one of all, you want to be absolutely sure that your parts fit before you get this far into an install.
So another setback. These two flanges don't really match up at all, so that's not gonna fit. All right, at this point I'm really running out of time. I don't have time for more of these variables, and as much as I want to put a whole bunch of new things on the car while it's apart like this, every time I have some kind of setback, I'm potentially gonna miss the next event. I've already missed one event that I really wanted to take the Yaris to. So I guess the old header is going back on. I just wasted this entire morning. And I'll have to do headers another time. I don't know. Check your part numbers. Buy parts that fit the car that you're working on. Okay, OEM exhaust manifold is back in. No more setbacks. I'm just gonna get the transmission in, and all these other cool things will have to wait till another time. Okay, transmission's just about in, but you don't need to see the rest of this. So let's just skip to the part where the car's all done and looks really cool. So this is it, the Yaris' new look. Thank you to Hot Rod Cameras who came in to support the channel, helped out with some cameras and some gear. And thank you to 9 Livery who did the wrap. This thing looks like a legitimate race car now. And that better mean it's quick, because we're at a track that I've never been to. And if you want to see how that turns out, you'll have to check out the next video. Thank you very, very much for watching and following the series. I am so excited for what this Yaris is becoming and has become. This was the car that I drove to class in high school. And now it's out here at a racetrack, like, you know, 8 times a year. Thank you for watching the channel, and stay tuned for the next video.